now another long slog to bring it over. But it is a different result from what we kind of anticipated, maybe, because Nemiga looked good enough on their CT side last showing to really deal with what one we're trying to bring to the table, but this time over, far more successful on some of these bursty plays from one when getting a whole string of entries that just ended up in big site collapses. So now moving into the second map, one will start on this T side. Let's see if they can bring some of that same heat that they found at the tail end of that last map.
I mean, bursting plays can work out really well over here on Dust2 as well, but the B bomb side is going to be a very interesting point of contention. You've already got two CTs very heavily inside A short, so going over to the lower town is going to be very difficult. Jail's got the close-up position, quick shot initially, Chill's got the second, he's pairing up for more, but it's quickly stopped down. Jail still working around the smoke, but Foster and Glowing have brought it back. A bomb plant might have been possible, but not with Idis Balance coming in for the flank. Gets two quick kills, and Nemiga fully intercepting that B-side play.
Yeah, Idis Balance and Belchanok didn't wait around as soon as they knew it was a B-side play, just immediately running through those lower tunnels, and one win were a little too slow to find those trades. So in spite of the fact that they get those 2 kills, which it really felt like they shouldn't have, like somehow they're able to get and spin on a couple of these players. Even still, Nemiga are able to deal with it.
Oh, really? Box just goes forward and crosses right back over as well. Brave man.
Trying to give some fake info. Deco's been really good on getting these picks on the cross with the AWP, more likely. It seems like he's really got that timing down in spite of the fact that they did make that change. It is such a much more committed spot to have to go to as an AWPer on this T side. It's changed a lot about the dynamic. Nemiga, if they do decide to do it later into this half, can get aggressive into those lower tunnels as well, which is something that one win are very privy to. See how these Deagles
mid to
do.
B smoke. Oh, they've gone for the double mid smoke, actually. Really trying to sell themselves on this one, but there's still 3 players on this A bomb side. They're sticking true to it. Idis Balance still quickly traded. Glowing's got that Deagle that we know has continued to deliver. Another one comes right into Box's head. Belchanok next to fall. The M4 recovered, and feels like their round has been as well. 1 win. Damn, Glowing's Deagles are just... Dude, this guy's entry kills with the Deagles or something else.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Really, really hard to beat as well. The fact is that they had that 1-2 punch as well from Goose and that A-side ramp as well. The fact that Box got tagged on the cross actually had implications, right? He was low from the fight earlier on, and then suddenly nades come in, down to 30. So even if it wasn't headshots there from one win, that would have been likely an easy trade. But man, the fact that one win are able to win another one of these rounds in this best of 3 off of Force Buy, that's not something that Nemiga will want to have happen all too frequently, especially when you're as closely fought between these two teams. Like, I don't think that they're that far separated, given that they both have recent roster moves. One win definitely better form at the end of 2021, but Nemiga looking pretty good the start of this year. Maybe one win have finally implemented the players that they need to.
And obviously, if you're wondering what exactly is at stake, well, everything, actually. If you win this one, you're in through to the playoffs. Remember, this is a different format from what we're used to in the predecessor of the Challenger League. You've got to get 2 wins in your group to come through to the playoffs. It's the standard GSL group stage that way. Meanwhile, 3 players pushing up mid very aggressively from the CT side, but it's Deco to find Jo initially, and a lot of information on the back of it as he re-peeks back and is boxed into suicide. The grenade from him won't be doing much, but at least it buys time for his teammates to come right back. Idis Balance is intercepted them, though. Beautiful kill. The MP9 fire rate coming into play, and Foster's the one who had to trade. Still a 4-on-3 converted back to even Steven. As Box has got more company coming in, it seems like the players in mid will never end. It's a clown card, but it's a clown show as well as they pull out utility, and Glowing again will shut them down.
Oh, they didn't want to give up that mid position because they knew they dropped a bomb in towards suicide. They knew it was on Deco's back, and now they're just waiting to see where Chill comes from. I think steps made on this flank, and so they have an idea of where he's positioned. Man, Glowing off to a really, really explosive start. Not only finding kills on the Deeg, he got a kill on the pistol. Now 3 kills just when it was looking a little scrappy. Like, Nemiga had a firm plan. They executed on that plan pretty well. You know, Box gets a nice little pre-fire shot on Deco. That's what put them in this weird spot. But yeah, just one of those positions where it didn't seem like they knew what they wanted to do with it. At least not in time.
this is also really catastrophic for how Nemiga wanted to start this one off. And just to sort of remind everyone,
Win a pistol.
last time this... Yeah. You're thinking, yeah, we did a pretty good job that Bistash. We even read them like a book. Nice, guys. Oh, box!
What? I'm sorry,
Why can
excuse
you
me?
take this round?
He's gotten 2 kills on the P2K. How's that happen? I should have saved that line from last map over this one. I can't believe he somehow managed to double think that secondary player on the cross. I don't think any teammates did any damage to help him. He was out in the open. So it's a Concar considering. Now it's on to Chill to hold his own over towards B because all this utility, Chill's the only one that hasn't been pushed out of spot.
Ooh. Oh, the double entry from Travis, saving the day. Right there with the recovered M4 though. Belchanok might be able to get a second as well. Travis has to double up and get the 4K now with only an AK to work off of. He has been discovered. A lot of damage dealt, but it goes both ways. Flashbang straight through. They don't have a kit and Travis does know it, but does it matter? Belchanok just completely unravels that round and it's a full eco.
Yeah. P2Ks and USPs, and they just flounder together all the necessary weapons as they're coming and contesting the site.
Apparently you can win pistol rounds when it's not a pistol round as well.
I'm not quite ready to make that leap. Why invest anything at all? Just win on standard issue.
Just headshot them twice, bro.
It seemed like such a really aggressive default there from one win that ends up being their downfall. The fact they pushed so far up long and they didn't actually have players right behind. Great counter flash over this long position, glowing full blind. And while Travis will come in for the trade, Flamey's actually there as well in support. So Balance now trying his best to keep hold of what was firmly fought territory here by Nemiga. But the boost up from one win, they're waiting for this reaggression.
Okay, going for the doubles flash as an anti-flash and then swinging out 2 players takes that extra bit of time, which will always mean the T side has got a few extra players there. Yeah, Molly's going to be extinguished though. And they do not know that this boost is still coming in. Travis is just waiting for anything to go wrong for the CT side. Just inch forward. He's banging.
I mean, what one win really need is somebody to get aggressive off of short, is so that they realize that these players are just so committed to this fight.
Oh, Balance gets a quick kill, and Travis right now, he's being scoped in on by Balance, who's got the second as well. They're fully prepared for that boost up, and Deco wins that duel. It's the dissipating smoke that works out in his favor. Brings it back to a 2-on-1 Chill. The B-bomb site player, they should know that he's probably on his way to a rotation, and Deco scoped down straight into CT. Could have found him, but the timing just doesn't quite work out.
How they can play this with the AWP holding a distance to keep track of that bomb. Just so long as the site player stays alive for a decent amount of time, Chill shouldn't be able to get across.
Oh, you have to duck away, get down over here, flashbang forward as well. Chill won't be affected by that. Smoke actually used preemptively over here as well. That's going to be making it so that actually the player can back off and get out of there. This has worked out against his favor. And although it is a more isolated one-on-one because the op can't really assist over here. Oh, this is beautiful. Foster just comes inside the smoke again. And now Chill's trying to stick it. Pulls out the USB as well. Does get the kill, but doesn't have the time. It's Nemiga to forfeit immediately after they get that eco win.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Chill was going to be able to get away with that one either. And he dies with the bomb. Deco even upgrades his skin, a free AWP. Had one anyway, didn't really matter. But one win being able to collect themselves after that flurry of kills over towards long. Nemiga really wanted to retake it, but considering that that first Molotov was extinguished by the dumpster, they wanted to just reaggress, go with the secondary one. Still wasn't enough. Going 2 for 1, Balance stuck around for far too long, and now we're on to pistols and what was saved on, or what's just been force bought into via Balance, but I mean, Box is just hitting so many pistol headshots. That doesn't matter what he has in his hands.
Unless it's a rifle. Then it matters.
That's why I said pistols.
Indeed. That is true, Michael. Flamey, meanwhile, does want to quickly swipe in. Balance on the other side of the smoke, though, has been a titan on the AWP. Jail, meanwhile, P250 is going to be peeking around the corner, but peeks in too deep. Foster cuts him off, and Balance can't find anything through the smoke. Not yet, at the very least. Oh yeah, this one's coming in with 2, but Deco is going to be able to line them up. Pulls out the CZ as well. Needs to peek soon. Chill did have that one-on-one, but now Travis once again in a difficult clutch on the B bomb site. Just can't make it work. Chill finds the kill while Travis was planting the bomb, and there just wasn't the backup. And hell, that wasn't a CZ. They probably get that kill, and it's a 2v2.
Yeah, they're just really not prepared for the pace in which Nemiga are going in for the retake over on this B-bomb site. As soon as that site is under siege, you know, the utility sailing out, they just double up for these flanks all the time. And so OneWin are trapped between a rock and a hard place before they know it. Sometimes they're leaving themselves exposed to the upper tunnels because Nemiga are just too quick. And OneWin haven't been punishing by having a sort of a lurking presence, somebody to keep that in check. Especially when they are at that man deficit. You don't have enough resources to actually maintain that. 4 spies after 4 spies. The Nemiga one was a little bit more threatening, but still a couple of rifles here for OneWin. Big thing is that they're not going to have as many bits of utility to contest some of the resource-heavy fights like that long position, so it's really going to skewer them in towards short instead. And if that's the case, iDisbalance is in a great position to meet the brunt of it.
And so far, that has been the player you want to have meeting the brunt of things. He's been so good in these mid rounds, Michael. You know, from Vertigo into Dust2 now as well. He's just looking like he is consistently good for Tour.
Yeah. And so this is a guy that sometimes struggles, especially on T sides, to find the impact you're kind of expecting from a Star Orper. But CT sides, this man, he knows what he's doing.
Well, blocked right now. Has to be careful. Those 2 players have already peeked out forward in through CT, or rather in through Cat. Missed a letter over there. Box still trying to peek forward. The AWP missing out a couple of shots over here. iDisbalance with a flashbang will at the very least let Box peek through. He needs to get some kills quickly, but Flamey actually beheads him before that's even possible. And now the bomb can be planted. At least the rifle isn't recoverable, and Jayo's got a freebie to give them the advantage. But man, this is not going to be an easy retake.
All about this fight here for iDisbalance. Secondary player alongside him. He misses the shot, but that's where Belchenok is there to bail him out. Flamey's doubled up. With that AK that's recovered, he suddenly brought this into a 2-on-2, now made 1-on-1. Chill coming up over short, and now Flamey knows exactly where he's coming from. Flash doesn't deter him, and he adjusts in time. That's a big-time ace there from Flamey, getting every single one of these kills on a trickle-in at A.
That is beautiful. Flamey with that AK just completely dismantles it. iDisbalance right when we're praising him, Michael. Right when we're calling him Mr. Consistent. He just can't land a shot to save his life, quite literally.
Yeah.
And even in that situation, Nemiga probably aren't expecting OneWin to try and slide 2 players over towards the other side of the bomb site. Normally you see players, you know, hug out short and say, okay, we'll defend from short instead. Regardless of that, you know, they ignore conventional wisdom, go for it, and Flamey's AK is able to show exactly what it's capable of.
Yeah, one that he had to recover off of a dead comrade, but exactly what the doctor ordered.
Dead comrades?
Well, I mean, just a gun in his hands. I think he was like, oh, thank you very much for the upgrade.
Remind me never to go to your doctor.
He's still in practice.
Well, if history will tell us anything, Nemiga's definitely won this round.
Yeah, it's been a bit back and forth off of these 4 spies, and this is where OneWin, I think, are going to be a little paranoid considering how many have fallen away from them.
Refreshing those smokes out.
There's 4 players here.
This is really risky. Foster could just be walked into. He's found the opening kill. Rather, Deco's found the opening kill. Lots of good flashes to allow the CTs to get closer, but they haven't pushed through the smokes just quite yet. Box is quite nearby on the bomb site. This smoke's going to be dissipating soon as he peeks forward. Foster is ready for 2 quick kills. Switches out for the Glock as well. Will be able to recover an AK in the meanwhile, and his team is still yet to commit, though. Chill really does go and find that kill on a Flamey. Question is, do they now recover or attempt to do so? They don't have a kit, so this will be difficult. Oh no, Belchenok gets it anyway. What in the world was that?
Doubling up at long. Bostar now has the angle. Does he anticipate that both are there? Chill, last seen top middle, and now has recovered himself with the AK as well. Foster trying to adjust for the angle, but he doesn't know where he's coming from. Checking the ramp, and Chill's jumped on top of the car. He'll have enough time for the defuse as well. You called it. Just because of the trends we've been setting so far on this map, Nemiga take it again on a force buy.
And it looked like Foster had done everything required. Danger zone was when Boxic is on the bomb side behind a smoke. Danger zone is not when you're in 3-on-2 and your two players are in relatively safe positions. I mean, you're looking at how Belchanov manages to get that kill despite having a knife out, how Flamey ends up going down to Chill despite being in what should have been in a very defensive position. Obviously, he's trying to come in through short and stop any flanks, but Chill's timing is just too damn good.
And the fact that Deco was trying to throw a flash for support on the A site, I mean, that's just like the worst possible timing.
So mayhem and misery right there. And now we finally have ourselves an eco, and they don't have P2K, so it is a little bit more difficult to get those kills with the Glock. Unless you're JO. You know what? JO and I Disbalance don't actually have head armor, Michael.
No, I can't get on board. I can't.
We didn't start the fire.
Every part of my brain is saying there's still no way. The one time they don't go for a force, that's it. Nemiga have gotten 2 straight.
That's all it took.
I swear 8 rounds. I swear, if it happens.
Okay, no. Idis Balance is hitting his shots. This time he's not missing. Well. Flamey does end up getting 1, but the flashbang will mean that Glowing is now all alone. Okay, Michael, see, the problem is I'm having to rethink my...
Yeah, I know. I see the kills, I see what's happening, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, maybe. But no, normality sets in, and now full gun round in for 1 win. No AWP, though, here for this T side, which means Idis Balance can feel a little bit more free. It's just about hitting those shots on the cross, which has been a bit hit or miss so far on some of these short side takes. Maybe they counteract that by just going B instead, because Idis Balance has been mainly spotted around this A-bomb site. It's home turf, home territory. I really don't know how to call this game. On like a pacing or decisions kind of maneuver, because I feel like some of the choices have been good. It's just been kind of counteracted by either heavy stacks, some great utility timing. Like, it looks really scrappy, but there is team play still actively engaged in a lot of these rounds.
What Michael is trying to say is this is peak CS, and he just can't figure out what's going on.
It's a hard one to read, I think.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's definitely putting it lightly. You don't normally expect like 4 to 5
force spirals.
Non-traditional wins, because there was an eco in there as well. Yeah. That is for sure. 40 seconds, and this is a great time to actually have that Molotov out. Maybe a little bit later could have also still sufficed, but now they start to trail through. The full of Vanguard setup is there. Idis Balance has to really pull his weight over here. Belcher not caught out. Travis pre-fires that, and now Idis Balance looks down, even gets a second. Glowing will shut him down. Finally, the demise will come through, but Box has managed to reset, and that's exactly what they're looking to do. Try and retake this bomb site.
That's a crucial kill. Box being taken out. Now the nade on top. Chill's actually trying to close the distance, but they have this one covered. They have enough players on the site to contest this.
Oh, Glowing's been fully locked out as well. Jo inside the smoke. Deco's just waiting. Equalizer is instant, and Nemiga, well, welcome back to the red zone. That is to say, your bank balance.
Yeah, another case where they want to try and get that smoke on that bomb site so they don't have to deal with that ult on that cross, that pesky one where he's holding at that platform really far back. And it's another time where it kind of works out against them. Might not be one of the safest retake protocols. That gives a few options to that T side. Make sure that you negate that AWP pressure. I'm not ready to count Nemiga out on this unconventional buy. Like, the 1 win full eco... Yeah, fine. That one's easy enough, but Nemiga have been really tricky about how they've been approaching this, and especially with how A-focused they've been. Even when they're looking for just normal map control, you know, taking care of short, maybe applying some pressure over at long, that's when they've found these opening picks, and it's often funneled OneWin to this B site as their late round choice.
Well, they've just walked into a stack right now over towards short, and Flamey has to quickly rip it apart if he wants a chance in this round. Flash is going to help him. Duck into a corner, but Belchanok just intercepts Deco, and it's all falling apart. All I'm saying is, OneWin probably suck at Jenga.
I think this is... I know we had a lot of technical timeouts, but this is really a time where you'd expect a tactical from... Probably OneWin, to be quite honest, because of how many times Nemiga have been able to bail themselves out on these scrappy buys. It's gotten a little easier to read.
Yeah.
But not the way that I want it to.
We know the formula. See you at 6-6, Michael.
Yep.
Belchanok's also been a player who's just quietly been chugging away. Obviously, a lot of spotlight stolen by iDisbalance right now. Wouldn't say stolen. Really, he has rightfully claimed it so. And right now, oh, Jo. Jo's gone. Box misses his chance for the first kill, and with that Molotov going out, it will separate them, but it's already going outside and beaten past it. Now you've got Faster in the back lines. Belchanok has to step up. Belchanok's going to get a free kill at the very least, but he's now out in the open. No teammates to support him. An AK on the other side and a Deagle right next to it. Belchanok isolating duels while running out of bullets. He's blocking his teammates, and now they've got the retake. Faster all alone. The 1-on-3 and no AK to work off of Belchanok. A chaotic situation, but he's able to find the crucial time frames to isolate those dudes.
Yeah, and I feel like the fact that he's just able to close in on that gap so quickly before any of the Nemiga players are there to really help is really what throws OneWin off. Usually they've been resetting, trying to see what utility that they have, move together to trade out effectively. OneWin are trying to actually set themselves up in that bomb site to have some of this post-plant success that has been occurring when they can get into a couple of these spots, you know, Goose, Long, respectively. But not dealing with Belchanok is something that kind of slips by because I think they expect him to just hold onto that long position and wait for all the reinforcements to come. But he doesn't wait around. I like the initiative play there from Belchanok, restoring some order, because I thought it was going to happen. You say meet at 6-6 and we're in a 5-on-3 with OneWin getting the bomb down. Really could have been the case.
It did get really close to the script.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah. Well, right now...
Man, what is with people in Deagle headshots?
I don't know. Okay, never mind. Back to some semblance of normalcy at the very least. Although there are still an equivalent amount of players on either side, but the bomb's all the way back and spawn for the T side. So I
think they were really looking for damage. I can't justify this.
Okay, kill through the smoke. That's one way to deal with the Deagles. If they can't see you and you've got more bullets per second, you're more likely to get the kill.
The good news here for Nemiga was that all these kills happened at long distance, so these guns aren't going to cascade. You know, an AK and AWP. Okay. I mean, long arms. Glowing could get another. Deco's got the kill in mid, and the bomb can run its way over towards that B bomb site. Knife out. Okay, Deco trying his chance at it, seeing if a headshot would land, but now Chill being spotted out. That bomb's making its way to the other side of the map, but it seemingly seems that they're calling a double bluff. Instead, they hear the steps.
Oh, Chill's giving out sound. Chill's giving out sound, and now Deco comes right in for the big one. Michael.
This is a joke. This is a joke.
I think the worst part is, and obviously I cannot possibly blame anyone for this because it's impossible to guess when these kills will happen. Let's be honest. I think the worst part is sometimes we don't see some of these kills and it's just like, are you kidding me? Really? This happened again?
It's also, I don't know if there's like a record that's been set for like most amount of, you know, scrappy buy wins, but I mean, we're not even through the first half. I feel like we're close to some kind of record. I'm not sure.
Someone tag Peter from HLT.
Someone's got to start somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh. I just oh, don't you dare repeat that flashbang. I just bounced. Well, apparently that's exactly what they needed. Flashbang did come in, so I guess at least I'm slightly vindicated. But looked very scary for a second.
Yeah, I had the setup and everything. It's been so important that I Just Balance has been able to get this AWP time in, time out, regardless of what kind of buy that Nemiga have been going for. Oh my, come on, man. He missed the molly too,
Molotov. Yeah. And he just spray him down. Okay.
I'm losing it, man.
Oh, the descent to madness. That's what this is. Who needs to wait for 2023 for Doctor Strange?
It's gotta be the best timeline.
4 players on short. No one here to contest them. This is going to be a flank that has to activate. Surely at this point, they're expecting it. But so far, Nemiga have been very heavily focused on a long focus control. Deco's caught out with a nade in his hand, but Foster's there to trade at the very least. Still, 3-on-3, AK recovered. Odds suddenly much more in the favor. And a flashbang that's fantastic will not be enough. Travis still resets and gets the frag. But Jail's right there to recover. Foster. Somebody call him a merchant because he is always trading.
Not an equal one either. I Just Balance now left all alone. Finds the kill needed onto Glowing. And now Foster trying to play off of the bomb instead. Gets his way onto short. And I Just Balance still unsure about where he's positioned. Has a smoke for this bomb as well, but no kit. So has to try and get this pick nice and quick. But he misses out on the flick. It's I Just Balance that will have to be quick to run away with this AWP. It will be a 1-win success on this A-bomb site in spite of the very limited utility they had.
Well, that did look like for a second Nemiga was going to be able to run away with that one.
Yeah, I mean, they get the quick flank on Deco just as he pulls out a nade, right? That's
Travis finding the kill while fully flashed is honestly what just gives them
it's a miracle
there. Yeah. It's one of those things you look back at and you're wondering what could have been. Could have been a 9-6 off the back of that with the money from the T side being the way it is. But right now, Glowing is ready for the aggression, but are they ready for Belchanok? The Mr. Chonok himself.
Not to be confused with the Chinook.
Or the Chonk.
Oh. Well, we went completely different directions.
Well, right now he's going the direction of death, so at least he's the one going down over here. And Jo is trying to make up for the lack of eye disbalance. Not quite able to showcase that just quite yet. And Chill is all alone. A 1-on-4 with the Deagle. As much as I'd like to say, this is unlikely to be a win. Okay, this is unlikely to be a win. 1 win are able to close it out narrowly. We're going to be back after a short break to see whether this insanity continues. What win games, Michael?
Yeah, I'm usually not like the biggest advocate for a map like Dust2 because sometimes it can be a little bit like, you know, just run here, kill people.
Hey, don't bring Dust2 into this, Michael,
no,
okay?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not the biggest advocate, but this isn't even the map's fault, I feel like. The amount of times we're seeing players getting, I mean, props to Nemiga for fast recognition for some of these quick flanks on B. I think that's notable. You know, the fact every time they went B, they basically got fast flanked and they didn't know what to do about it on the side of 1-win. But then these just the pistols for both teams. It wasn't just one side winning force buys, because sometimes that's the case. You know, the one team's bleeding off ahead, they're about to win the game, and then all of a sudden there's a miracle force buy, and then, you know, they bring it back. It's just back and forth. It's get me off of this wild seesaw. I just want some kind of normality restored, and maybe the second half can deliver on that to some degree. But I'm not too hopeful. I'm not too hopeful.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't count on that.
You know what? Whatever, man. Let's go full chaos. At least one or the other.
That's what we need over here. Either full sanity or no sanity. And right now, with the fake going out towards the B-bomb side, they will have at least kept 2 players there for a while longer. Travis and Glowing, though, this is beautiful. Man, this team with pistols is actually just insane. Glowing in particular, I know I've mentioned it before, but he is so damn good with these pistols.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I mean, the fact that he's been able to get so many high impact rounds from, you know, Deagles mainly, but now in a round where Nemiga seemed a little bit disjointed, you know, they're pushing up of short, but very limited utility to actually like scare off any of these peaks there from 1win, just comfortable jiggle peeking, and they had all the players they needed to really contest that elbow wrap. Now it is full save territory. You know, there's a P250 in and amongst it, but really there should be no real surprises in a round like this. Flamey does get full blinded and run down, actually finding a lot of damage onto Deco. They find him all in all. Flamey actually re-aggressing to see if they can retake this middle position, but Nemiga got what they came for, a pick and some early rotations in from the CTs.
Not like this.
Yeah, not there yet. We're not
Of course.
Yet.
Look, the thing is, though, Michael, it's very strange, but whenever I say a 5v5, I'm like, okay, all good. Any other equal scoreline, I just get terrified.
Some nerves, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the players will certainly feel those nerves considering the success rate in low buys.
And now with the scout recovered as well for Jo, he's actually been a pretty damn good hand on that in the past, but right now, 1win have been doing a pretty good job of cleaning them up. So with Jo spotted out as well, Travis will shut him down at the end. The B-side players have found the middle aggression and cut it off. And with this, Nemiga will be able to afford up an AWP on IDIS balance, which is going to be incredibly important. Despite whatever transgressions have occurred in this game, I'd like to say that IDIS balance is the one honor roll student coming out of this rowdy group of classes, but let's see whether or not he can continue that forward.
Well, a 4-man A-long setup here for 1win, really targeting that position. They throw 3 Molotovs, all in all. And there's nobody home for Nemiga. So ultimately, a little bit of a waste, but they at least accomplished their initial objective. Now they can look to reset, get back to more traditional positions. Problem is, I mean, Nemiga are pretty much none the wiser. They hear all these Molotovs and say, hey, there's heavy long pressure, but now it's only Travis. Maybe a bit of false info for Nemiga to work off of in the mid-round.
Oh, JL. Almost finding that kill over there. Molotov as well, straight down. Needs to keep himself alive for a while longer, but Glowing has walked right through the flames. And with this, it's a 5-on-4 secured, as well as 2 players on this B-bomb side. Flamey comes in from behind. There's no mid to be smoke, and he's got a free kill off the back of it. 5-on-3 and all the info in the world, but it won't stop Belchanok from taking down Deco. He's even now going forward, dodges out the flash, just needs to get 1 more kill, and you're right back into it. IDIS balance has delivered, and Foster, last one alive. Despite 1win being in a 5v3, it seems like Belchanok just has to walk into their faces.
Belchanok has been such a high-impact player this game. Like, he's not leading the scoreboard the same way that IDIS balance has with the amount of A shots he had with that AWP in the first half, but Belchanok has been his right-hand man, his safety net, and so often been the big difference maker, especially considering they were down 2 men at the start of this one. Comes up with some massive frags, and Foster just has no way in. So that actually looked like it was setting up to be a 1-win success, and I was going to really highlight the fact that Glowing, the fact that he moved through that B Molotov was actually like the best choice he could have made, because he was being wrapped from either side and would have been caught out in the open by the mid pressure. But even in spite of that great choice, the early picks, Nemiga still navigate their way out of it, and it's all by that one important kill onto Deco on short, because suddenly 1win were kind of in flux. They weren't sure about which of the sites was actually under siege anymore. Well, rocking the 1-win money. Deco down to a scout. Fighting up against IDIS balance, not exactly an easy fight, and actually finding a timing. The fact that IDIS balance missed that opening shot, they regress in towards the lower tunnel, so London will have a lot of information to work off of, but Nemiga are pretty quickly paced towards this pit position, so they'll set up a nest. Nice little tent for themselves.
This is a very heavy focus coming out on short so far, as well as mid from OneWin, and that could work out really poorly for them, but Glowing's able to win the duel out. Very important that they've got the 4 players now facing down, and because of the lack of cross smokes, you suddenly lost any chance unless iDisbalance just goes God mode. That's exactly what he's trying for right now. 2 on 3 because of him. And recovers the bomb. Will be run boosted across, but he'll be spotted out as he goes through. There's a flashbang as well. They're going to be pushing in, trying to take his player down. Chill will fall. His shot is missed, and Flamey, you finish him off with a fitting weapon, the USB to take him down.
Yeah, as soon as Flamey heard that one shot missed by iDisbalance while full blind, he just pushed right in, and so iDisbalance has basically no time to reset or actually scale into the site effectively because Flamey's just up his behind. Really, I think, honestly, the choices that are being made in some of these more chaotic moments has been great for for both these teams, especially when they have the firepower to back it up. It hasn't helped the sanity in terms of how quickly back and forth this game has been, but now into the second half, it seems like we're seeing a bit more normality, I think, in the way that both teams are approaching this. You know, they're responding to pressure in much the right ways. After a good shot call on A, now it's just a Echo shooting gallery. Now, lingering a little too long in mid, does lose his head for it, and now they're looking to try and get their hands on it all.
Oh! There's still a lot of time. If iDisbalance was able to get one more kill, maybe there was something to be done about it, but Flamey from downtown, he'll be able to finish him off. Travis as well comes in from behind, not quite the weapon for the job, but he'll do it anyway. 12th round for OneWin, and a lot of sanity in this half so far, Michael, and OneWin are the one providing it.
Yeah, lest we forget the blowout that they had last time they encountered one another. Don't quite know how they got there, if 4 spy wins are successful. This looks like a round restart. I'm not sure. It's a lot of players jumping around and spawn again. Hey. We're not shy from seeing these. Dust2 has been quite a long one. You know, we've only had 2 maps. We're not even finished with the second map, and we've been on for like 2.5 hours, something like that. Usually it's like about an hour a piece, if even that.
Well, we can treat it as a 3-game series, even if it goes to 2-game series. If not, we can say it's a best of 5, Michael.
Yeah, why not?
Do you think we'll ever have major finals that are best of 5?
Ah, man. So we've casted like a couple of best of 5s, and I don't know that or at least, yeah, I don't know if I'm totally convinced by them. Like, at a certain point, it feels like, unless you're having like a mid-game or mid-series break, which would totally burn momentum, and I think viewers may not stick around for like an hour break, something like that. Kind of what I'm calling for. It feels like players could just lose energy.
I'd love to see. I mean, I know it's not possible because of certain like details and whatnot, but I'd love to see a best of 3 or best of 3s across 3 days for like a major final. That would be sick.
Kind of like an NBA kind of format almost.
Yes, exactly like that. I mean, because I do feel like a best of 3 is basically one Counter-Strike match. I know, you know, in NBA people are, oh, it's a best of 7, but no, you know, I just feel like a best of 3 is one match in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
So it'd be pretty
we don't
cool.
always feel the most contented with how the game played out. Like, you can't change maps in basketball. I'll let you know that right now.
Yeah.
The hoop size is different from stadium
it's
to
like
stadium.
LeBron comes in and he vetoes 3-pointers for Steph Curry. Like, hey, he doesn't get to do that anymore.
Oh God. Yeah, when are real sports getting ban systems?
I don't know if I told you about this or not. Did I tell you I got someone asked me to do some commentary for a new kind of tennis.
A new kind of tennis.
Yeah, and it was really interesting. So I was asked by someone who knew me from esports, who I didn't really know very well.
Understood.
But they asked me to do, I think it was called the Ultimate Tennis Showdown, which was this really weird new tennis format, which was like inspired by both esports and the UFC. And they had really high-level players coming in and playing. This was last year, like the middle of last year, because I've actually played a lot of tennis competitively as well.
Okay.
So
Didn't know that about you either, but
yeah,
move
well,
on.
so it was just really strange. Unfortunately, it was in France, and because of the coronavirus, I just couldn't get a visa and everything, so it was never going to be an option. But it was just the style of that tennis was, hey, it's 10 minutes. You get to ban out certain cards, like double points in particular, or like if you get an 8, it just all these really weird gimmicks added to it. Was very strange, but because they had very large price purses and stuff, some pretty good players were even playing it. Like, I think the tournament that I was quickly brought up in conversation, I don't think I was ever going to get to cast it, but I was brought up in conversation. It had like the number 10 player in the world at the time playing and stuff. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Sounds weird and wacky, but I'm kind of
Super
all here for.
weird.
I'm kind of all here for that. Like I love small events like that. Like I miss some of the weird formats we experimented with in CS to some degree. Like you can ban for someone else's series or something. Like
When was this? What?
oh, that was like I think mid 2014, 2015, something like that. It was it's quite a time. It's where we got the God B meme.
Well, that's. I actually don't remember this.
Or it's like you could pick your opponent and you could pick the map. Like it was like a blind selection, something like that. It was, I don't know, it was weird and probably not the most competitive, but interesting.
Well, you know what? We're going to have this discussion off screen. We're going to go to a bit of a break right now. And when we're back, it'll be time to see who exactly can close this one out. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You know what? Michael, I've heard a lot about how narcissistic casters are supposed to be, and I thought that I wasn't living up to the image of the supreme casters that we're supposed to be. So I thought that I'd tell production that you know what, you guys have got to go like chop up the Ethernet cables for some of these players because I need more air.
Yeah, I was gonna say like don't make it sound like this is a choice. Like we've been on in these breaks for quite some time. Again, some ISP issues seemingly plaguing the Nemiga side throughout. So it feels like we're turning over the engine and it like starts for a little bit and we get the car driving down the road for like a couple of miles.
Are we back to the cars again?
Yeah, we're back to cars. Why not? And then all of a sudden the engine fritzes out again. And so, we have to keep turning it over. Maybe we get someone to jump start it. I don't know. I don't know enough about cars to keep this analogy running. But I do know that we've at least got throughout, in spite of the stop-start nature of it, we've got a really good game on our hands. Like, we've seen some really exciting stuff, seen some great individual plays. I will say individual plays because I think some of the team elements have maybe been lacking in some areas. We're right back into it, and it's straight into a box entry and trade. A 1-for-1 over towards Longest. That was a priority for one win very heavily in one of the prior rounds. But look at where Nemiga are positioned. They're looking for a B burst.
Glowing's position is fantastic for this one, though, to be able to intercept with the smoke. It's dissipating, and he's backed off because of it. Still good for one. Backs off as well. Somehow got in the way, and Flamey's there to cover his retreat. Glowing still waiting for the peek, and he's got two! Glowing, baby! You are just on another level right now.
Yeah, how good has he been throughout this series? Not only finding these high-impact rounds, but especially some of the decision-making he's made around this B bomb site has been pretty much flawless. Like, he gets that first kill, immediately tucks, knows Flamey's there to cover him, and Nemiga are just caught between two minds about which player to chase down, which to actually focus on the fight. Some great stuff from him. And that's not the player that I think we were really pushing to the forefront of a lot of this. We're talking about Deco. Sure, Glowing and Travis are kind of in that conversation as well, but, can feel a little less high impact when compared to the AWP at the very least.
Oh, trades. Not really favoring out Nemiga, and those trades are going even further the other way. Deco, not a player we've seen all too much from on Dust2, but in all fairness, with the kind of play that has been going on, I don't really blame anyone for not being able to activate, especially if you're comparatively newer to the team, comparatively newer to this level of Counter-Strike, and then you just suddenly wonder, wait, what's going on over here, guys? I don't blame him.
This has been, I think, a mentally trying best of three for a whole number of reasons.
One way of putting it. But Flamey, he's already found Cheo as well, but Box is not able to quite get the trade off, and Deco's found the space necessary. That is massive. He can even smoke off the flames and keep himself alive for longer. Flamey's making his way over. That secondary op is in position now to stop them from moving in. He's got a lot of utility as well. Secondary smoke goes out. Molotov, grenade, everything shot forward, and Flamey's got the kill to a gap in the smoke. Travis is there as well to back up an eye disbalance. Try as he might. It's a valiant attempt, but it's one where there's just too many bodies and just too many men. 15-8, Nemiga are once again being destroyed on Dust2.
I cannot believe that Deco is able to get that kill. He should be dead every day of the week. They know exactly where he is. He takes a lot of damage. The Molotov sails in, but there's a gap in the flames. Like, he's 30 HP. Just transitioning to that smoke should have been enough to kill him if the flames are actually sitting on top of him. But he had a small amount of room. And even with them being able to track him down via Belchanog, it's still not enough. Flamey, high impact with his own AWP. God. He's been having a hell of a series as well. A lot of players, I mean, one player that we have certainly called into question, a lot of people publicly. Putting those doubters to rest, really sealing this one in. Nemiga down to a 2-on-4 as well. They will deal with Glowing's aggression. Deco spots this player in lower tunnels, but doesn't want to make the move just yet.
All of this comes down to whether or not Cheo can get the kill on the front. Deco's moved past, he's missed the shot, he's got a smoke, he'll be able to smoke himself off. We've seen this story before. And it ended up with backup coming in soon, but that backup means that they vacated the B bomb site. Jayo and Box have made their way over. Foster bunny hops through, but Jayo's already there, and he's just not expected. Flashbang in as well. Wants to peek out, wants to aggress in. Box is tagged, but for some reason, Flamey's just not aware. And there's a player who's going to be peeking out from window despite that flashbang trajectory.
A 2-on-2 that should have never been. Why did they leave that B bomb side? Jayo's still not done, still pushing forward, and that's where Travis will find him. Box is 2 HP. How on earth is he going to pull this one off? 2 players to find through the doors and the flash as well. But Box, he turns from it and he cannot adjust in time. 1-1 will take this series 2-0 after all the texts and timeouts and all the crazy plays and force buys. We're going to have to go to a break before we start breaking this one down.